Hello, bad news. I just recorded this video and it has no audio, just like yesterday's episode. Um, the reason I didn't fix it is because I didn't even know that yesterday's episode had a problem until I finished with this one. Um, so, first of all, sorry for not noticing that neither of those had audio. Um, today's, like I said, doesn't either. I am going to do a voiceover, though. I'll do a little voiceover explaining what I might have been saying and thinking during the episode to make up for it. I was going to upload this one without audio, but I felt too bad now that I had two in a row without audio. So I'll try to make this one a little better, and tomorrow's going to be fixed. I figured out what was wrong. I think, for some reason, Streamlabs stopped picking up my microphone. I don't know why. So, I don't know. It's fixed now, though. Yeah. So that's it. Enjoy. Bye. Okay. I'm recording a voiceover. Let's see how this goes. 3 silvers in a row, something like that. I'm bad. All right. Here we go. So right off the bat, I said probably Argentina. I'm looking at the sign. I'm looking at this. I said acá nomás. And est prieto, which is, it sounds Argentinian to me. So I'm pretty set on Argentina, and there's the slight possibility of Uruguay in my head, just based on the feeling of the rounds, very flat, the trees in the distance, and of course the Spanish that we're seeing. So right here I'm just pointing out where I think it could be. La Pampa over here in Argentina, I said it could be a little bit more north or possibly in Uruguay. So we're just seeing these various signs, not too much to work with here. So just going forward and seeing. Okay, so yeah, just kind of looking at these signs, hoping there's something useful. Something I'm noticing now is that text on the sign, the font of it, is actually the same font that they use for highway signs in Uruguay. So that's interesting. Anyway, I point out this little road sign here, and I point out how it's not the same as the usual Argentina one that we see, where it says RN, Ruta Nacional, and then a number, right? It tells you kind of what the highway you're on is. That one didn't say that, so I pointed that out, and I'm talking about that a bit here, saying, okay, this might not be Argentina. But at the moment, I'm still kind of leaning Argentina. So we try to read this this truck rather, nothing on there. So yeah, I just kind of kept pushing a little bit here forward, talking a little bit maybe about turning back because I didn't see much ahead. And I said, you know what are the odds? Let's turn back and let's see if we find something better. I remember here saying that I should be a little bit better about turning back sooner because I go the wrong way so often that it could screw me. So, moving down here, we are just waiting for something good to come up. I put in a guess because there's 30 seconds left, hoping that I'm about right. As you can see, I put it in Argentina. At this point, I'm still thinking we are in Argentina. I have no reason not to think that. Other than that one strange bollard. And of course, Argentina is a little bit more common. So 8 seconds left, and I see this sign in the distance. I read it, I look at it, and I see that is the Uruguay symbol for the highway. And I saved it. There you go. Really nice clutch guess there. I was in Argentina for the longest time, and I would have lost a ton of points if I had not found that sign. And it's good that I turned around with a minute left because with 6 seconds, seeing that sign, with 6 seconds on the clock, that was a big save there. Very glad to have seen that. Okay, moving on. First sign you see, it says Adelaide. So I say that's in Australia. Pretty straightforward. I don't think you can go wrong really there. It looks like Australia. And it is Australia. And I said, well, I know Adelaide's in Australia, but I don't know where it is. I'm looking around, found it. we never really get Adelaide rounds, so I'm not really familiar with the area. So now comes the kind of tough part of figuring out where Adelaide Hills is, because we see Adelaide Hills. I'm seeing these other places called Hills, so I'm thinking, well, this has to be on the map. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Where I'm at right now, I think, is kind of where it was. This round kind of turned out to be pretty far away. Not far away, but definitely not where I placed the guess here. So I finally abandoned that one sign, hoping to find, maybe a little bit more information. So just kind of pushing forward here, looking around and making an estimation on where we might be based on what we see around here. And I said it looks pretty suburban, not high density, so we must not be in the city center. We're probably around the outside, which is why I kind of went down here thinking, these are the type of areas that it would be. But not really finding anything, just seeing the same places that say hills, and that's it. So, not much luck, unfortunately. Still just looking around. It's a big searching around this one. Not much to see. So we're moving forward now. We see a little sign here. Doesn't help too much, I don't think. Moving forward very quickly. The political sign doesn't help. And then we see this. I went back because for some reason I thought the roof of that house was a lake. And I thought that might help us. It was not. It was surely not a lake. So I wanted to go back and look at this sign. And it, of course, just references once again Adelaide Hills, which doesn't help because I can't find it. Anyway, I see these signs at the end of the street here. I want to go check those out. I probably butcher the pronunciation on both of Gumeracha, probably. I don't know. Is it good? Let me know. But anyway, yeah, can't find it anywhere. Can't find much of it. I did find Torrens, Mount Torrens and Torrens Park. I'm assuming those are similar things. So I went ahead and put it there, but it turned out we were a little bit further away. Kind of a strange one. Adelaide Hills was everywhere, but nowhere to be found on the map. And of course, Mount Torrens is there to the northeast, which I didn't actually see while I was recording. All good though. Not too bad of a round. Only lost 85 points. Cool. Moving into the next one here. Right off the bat, I'm pretty convinced that it's Europe. So I see this says Slepsluspa or something, and I said, maybe Hungary. The Sluspa word kind of sounded like it. That truck is from Austria, but we're definitely not in Austria. So at this point, I'm thinking we are somewhere in the Balkans area. Kind of just reading these things, trying to figure out what's going on. And at this point, I point out that it's pretty mountainous, feels pretty empty. I awfully pronounced probably the words at the top and deduce that that is a Balkan language. Could be anywhere from Montenegro to Croatia to Slovenia. So that's what I was thinking. So I find this thing that says Podbosor, probably an awful pronunciation, which I butcher, during the episode here. But yeah, just looking at these signs, Prodaja there, feels very Montenegrin, the round. Is that the way to say it? I'm not sure. But yeah, so I decided right there that we would go in Montenegro because it just felt so much like it. The mountainousness of it. And I don't know, those are the mountains you see in Montenegro that I feel like you don't see too much in Croatia or Slovenia. So I said, it's got to be Montenegro. And now I'm just looking for the name of the town, which I, spoiler alert, never find. But we did move forward a little bit, looking for this last minute, just for any kind of signs towards a bigger town that we might be able to find. but unfortunately, I don't think there's much else. Yeah, the round actually cuts off there. We get stuck, so we have to go this other direction. Take a look. It's just a bus sign, very dilapidated bus sign, and a car which we cannot read. So for this last bit, yeah, we are just zooming along, hoping to find something. But, and this is what locked it in, the fact that this is Montenegro, is that it is so barren, that there's not many towns around, that it is pretty empty. I believe I even, when I was looking at the map, remarked on how small and beautiful, but small the country is. I was actually wondering on what the population was. I'm not sure. It must be small, but it's a nice country. That's probably when I was looking here. But anyway, I decided, yeah, let's put a guess down in the middle. And there you go. Wasn't too bad. I said that was very difficult to find. Poorly pronounced those words. Pointed out the town, and I said that guy did a good job to get it because it was tough. So here, this round, I did the thing where I don't know. I point out where that the roof rack is there, but I don't know what country it pertains to. So it's basically useless to me. So I looked at this. I pronounce it Fjallskota. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I tried my best. But at this point, I'm saying it's either Iceland or Greenland. Just kind of looking around for information because I didn't know. I had no idea what this could be, but I'm kind of leaning Iceland because I'm not seeing the Greenland type of, excuse me, the Greenland pronunciation. I mean, spelling where you get the double U's, a bunch of double letters, K's, like the word nuke, for example. So I didn't see anything that looked like that. So I was starting to think we're probably in Iceland here. That's the most likely location. So I looked out, I saw the water, and I said, well, that water is off to the east. You can see there's a bay and some islands. So I went into Iceland and I said, well, let's look out. Anywhere where there's a bay, we can see some land across. I didn't realize they were islands at the time. I believe a little bit later in the round, I point out that they look to be islands. But for now, the guess I put down, I was just thinking, bay to the east. We have to be on the east coast. So looking at this, poorly pronouncing all the words on there, I'm sure. And just hoping that I've got something. That maybe somehow I put a guess down in the right town in Iceland. 50 seconds remaining, and I'm just kind of zooming along here, hoping to find something a little bit better to work with. I believe I remarked that a flag would be nice. It seems like in these northern, Arctic Sea countries, areas. Is this the Arctic Sea? Arctic Ocean, rather. Sorry, Arctic Ocean. They never really have the flags around. I know in Greenland you might get a flag sometimes. Most of the time, though, no flags. Anyway, we're down to the last 20 seconds of this round here, and I still haven't found anything useful, so I said screw it. There's some islands out there. Maybe I'll just look for something that looks like there's islands. I don't know. But I couldn't find anything suitable in the last 4 seconds, so I just left my guess, I think. Yeah. And I said Faroe Islands. Never once thought of it. And I didn't mention it this round because I wanted to surprise you, so I hope you were surprised. Yeah, it was a bit weird. I've had rounds near Torshavn before, but I just never really thought of it. I didn't think of it as a possibility, but I'm sure, the keener-eyed people out there would have seen it. Something to do with the letters or some sort of meta. The roof rack probably has some information about it. Anyway, so here I'm saying, well, it looks like the Netherlands. It's flat and the highways are nice. That's all I've got to go on. So looking here and I see this and I say, well, that's probably not the Netherlands. I said, maybe that's French. I don't know. The N279, I took note of it and moved on. I said, that doesn't look like Dutch, essentially. I don't know, though. So we're just moving forward looking for highway signs. Anything that might be able to help me. And I saw that bus there and I got really excited because it's footballers. Wow. So I look through and I'm like, oh, that's the Belgian team. It's Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne and that other guy. And I was excited to see that. And I said, yes, we must be in Belgium because that has the team on it. Maybe that's the team bus. I don't know. But anyway, we look at this truck and finally we see on the back of it .be. So now that we've seen 2 Belgian trucks, I'm thinking, yes, this has to be Belgium. So we're in Belgium. Very nice highways, by the way. Good for them. I missed that sign. It said E40. Probably would have helped because now I'm looking for the N259. I forgot that it was the 279 and I started looking for the 259. However, I knew Brussels was to our north 51 miles or kilometers. Sorry. Once again, I made that mistake during the episode and I made it again now. But yeah, I basically say, 50 kilometers. I don't know. Got to be down here somewhere. I think I was a little bit wrong about that. And for some reason, I didn't think to look even for the other 2 locations. I just looked in relation to where we were in Brussels. Then I decided, okay, we're going to go back to the start and kind of look around for that original sign. I forgot what the location was, but I was pretty sure I was wrong on the number 259, which I'm glad I went back and checked because I was wrong. The number was N279. And I said, okay, well now I can look for that. 42 seconds remaining, and the search begins. I found some numbers that were pretty similar. The 270s, stuff in the 270s. So I said, we must be nearby. So I just kind of put a guess down where it seemed kind of likely, I guess. And I started looking for where we might be. But of course I forgot the locations near the Belgian sign or near the Brussels sign, sorry. And right here I remembered I have a checkpoint, which is a thing. I used it to kind of look for these other locations, but I definitely did not leave myself enough time. And because of that, I didn't find where we were, but it's okay. Pretty good round. Only a little bit over 100 points lost. Can't complain about that. And that is the end of the episode, which beautifully we got gold. 22,709 is our score. And aside from the Iceland round, which wasn't so great, we did pretty well. The Uruguay guest there really saved us. Last 6 seconds, pretty nice clutch. Pretty proud of that one. And the rest were pretty straightforward. We won't make the leaderboard, but that's okay because that is our first gold in 3-4 days. So very nice. Anyway, that's going to do it. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, subscribe for daily Geoguessr videos, and leave a comment. Let me know how you did on today's daily. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.